So the alternate spread I'm looking at is actually, I think what the current spread is, the odds will just change. So to just clarify this, the line's 11 and a half. I think the Warriors will get to at least minus 13 if Sabonis and Brogdon are out. And then at that point, you can bet the Pacers plus 11 and a half at, let's say, plus 120 or plus 130. I'm pretty interested in the Pacers in that situation. A lot of it has to do with the Warriors just being really thin right now. And the low key injury that does matter here, I think, is Otto Porter Jr. being out for injury management. Jonathan Kuminga is really talented, but he's still raw. He's a rookie. I don't think he's particularly good yet. And him playing a ton of minutes, I think, makes the Warriors a decent amount worse. Obviously, no Draymond Green. So I think the Pacers do have a shot to cover. But yeah, maybe wait on this one until we get more news.
All right, Nick, alternate spread you think could be worth taking here?
Well, if you look at the DK Sportsbook, there's literally like 50 options for every game. So basically, name whatever number you want, and you're able to find it on DK. I think I'd bring Dallas up to something like, I don't know, +6, +7. Then you're talking, minus 180, minus 200. Not fantastic value, but I'm not confident that Dallas can win this game. I'm confident they can keep it close. These guys have laid out reasonable, reasons for why Phoenix without DeAndre Ayton experiences a pretty big drop off at the 5. That Jalen Smith pick continues to look worse and worse. They're trying to find every excuse not to play a lottery pick from a couple of years ago. And Dallas has been, the hottest team in the league, really, over the last 10 or 12 games. Luka went for 40 last night. He looks really good. It looks like he's going to do his, same thing we've seen the last couple of years, where he looks bad for the first half of the season and then is like the best player in the league over the last 40 games. The biggest thing for me, though, is this is a major rest advantage for Phoenix. We have a really weird schedule all week, and it continues through the weekend. The Suns have not played since Monday, so they have a couple days off coming into this. The Mavs, of course, played late last night. I think that pushes me in favor of Phoenix, but I do think Dallas could keep it close. So I'm looking to push that number up to somewhere in the 6 to 8 range, +6, +7 Dallas.
Garion, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of like middle what these guys were talking about in terms of the Golden State game. We've talked a lot the past week about how important Draymond Green is, and obviously Matt brought up the importance of someone like Otto Porter Jr. But I do think there's, like, in my mind, two scenarios here. Either you see a situation where Indiana is kind of able to keep this game close and they lose in like a valiant sort of backdoor effort kind of scenario, or I just think Golden State wins by like 35, because that's kind of what they do against these bad teams at home. I mean, when you look at their average scoring margin when they play at home this season, they're outscoring teams by 14.3 points per game. Second place in the NBA is Phoenix at 8.3 points. I mean, the difference between Golden State at home versus everyone else in terms of winning margin is just mind-boggling. So I think if you want to back Golden State, instead of just taking them at minus 11.5, or even if it gets up to minus 13, maybe look at like minus 17, minus 18. I mean, you might as well get like plus 180, plus 190 when you're looking at a Golden State blowout, because I think if you think they can beat them by 15, you might as well just take them to beat them by 20, because that's kind of the margin of victory they've been having at home so far this season.